Hello and welcome to Fluffy Boots Crochet Creation. I'm Naomi. Welcome, friends. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so and hitting that notification bell. Also, like and comment on the videos. It really does help us out. So, what are we doing here today? I wonder what it could be. I know. It's a yarn unboxing. Yay! So, to be honest, I have already unwrapped it just because I don't want a lot of that crinkly noise going. I know it can be really annoying coming through on a video. So, we are doing from, ready? The Color of My Fiber Yarn Boutique. This is, and we'll get that in there. There we go. Now, this is the mystery yarn box from The Color of My Fiber. And this is for January. Now, I got on this one, the color is called Cozy Bed. I'll show you better in just a moment. It is a fingering weight. It is 70% merino, 20% yak, and 10% silk. There is 390 meters and 115 grams. Okay, now, are you ready to see it? Oh, and I believe in my last yarn unboxing, I did say that going forward, I am going to do a test on the stitch definition and how it stitches up, if it splits, in the video as well. So we will be doing that today. But let's look first of all at this yarn. Now, this is the yarn. Now, is that not the most gorgeous thing? Look at those colors. Okay, bring that in just a little closer. Isn't that pretty? It's got your tans and blues, and it's kind of a almost like a dark dusty rose, some browns. It's very, very pretty. You can see those even more over here. And I'm not going to unhang it quite yet because it's a little easier to show you the colors while we are sitting here like this. And look at that. Isn't that a pretty cream? It makes me think of, oh, how do I want to put it? Like a really comfy blanket you would find in a cabin and sit in front of a fire and, read a really good book. That's what this reminds me of. And I love how the blues, they're lighter and then they're darker over here, as you can see, and then you get a little bit more of that rose and the burgundy colors coming through, and the creams are just gorgeous. Look at those creams. Oh my gosh. Look at that. See that beautiful cream goes into this kind of, let's call it a beige brown. There's a little more brown, and we'll just kind of sneak in. Don't tell nobody. And sneak in and look. And ooh, isn't that beautiful? And this is so soft. I mean, I've never used yak before, so I was really excited when I had heard from Judy at Judy's Creations in Crochet that they have yak base, because I'd never used it before, and so I was really excited. And I've only used silk like twice, I believe, and it's gorgeous. I mean, the colors are coming through like almost 100%. They might be a little bit brighter on the screen, but they're gorgeous. I just look at this brown with the burgundy. I mean, come on. And oh, it's so soft. You just want to cuddle up against it. It is awesome. I really, really love this. So, would you like to see it caked up? And let's do some testing on what it's like to be stitched. Oh, No, we can't do that yet because I forgot to mention all the cute little extras I got as well. Yeah, I got extras. So we got some really cool Meyer lemon stash tea. I might have to brew this up later because I got a little bit of a something in my throat today. I also got, it's so cute. Somebody must have told her that I like to have stickers. I don't know why. I'm an adult, but I love stickers now. So funny. It's an narwhal, just in case you didn't know. And I also got some stitch markers, but the thing I want to show you, because it's so adorable. Oop, I got out of the camera. I think it's going to be easier if I take it out of the bag. Sorry about that. Okay. We have this little tiny hand that says, I can't get it to show up very well. Well, it says handmade, and it's got a little spot in the bottom where you can attach it to whatever you make. Is that not the cutest little thing? I'd never seen this before, and I'm absolutely mad for it. I think it's so adorable. And the stitch markers are the perfect ones because they're the ones I love these kind, especially if you're doing amigurumi, which I do a lot of. When you're working with amigurumi, it has a very bad habit when you're coming around and around to lose the stitch marker if it's not a locking one. Do you know how many times I have had to start over because I have lost my spot of where I am? And I have to start and I have to find that little curve where it starts, then I have to kind of almost guess. And if it's not too far along, but unfortunately, it's always like when you're at a certain part where if you redo, you're gonna like mess up a whole day's work. It's just so frustrating. But I found the locking ones, they're perfect because they do just what they say. They lock in place. And I can bump into them constantly with my hook and no problem whatsoever. I prefer these now over the kind of spiral ones, but we can talk about that another time. So let us, sorry, I'm trying to put them back in the little bag so I don't lose them. All right. So how about we now cake this up and check it out? All right, I will be back shortly. All right, so I have it caked up. I do not have the best area here for my camera to work, so sorry, got a little bit of me in there. But this is it caked up. It caked up really nice. I'll show you better when I'm done here. But we're going to pull off a little bit. I am going to try it with 3 different size crochet hooks. The first one that I'm going to try is my furls. This is a 2mm, the Odyssey, which unfortunately they no longer make. Hopefully they will find a new person to make it soon. My other one is going to be my furls. It's a resin. It's a 4mm. I'm trying it on 3 different kinds of hooks so you can get an idea of what it feels like and what it looks like with each one. Excuse me. And the last one we're going to try today is going to be my 5mm wooden hook from Furls. Now, the reason I chose these sizes is it is a fingering weight. You really don't want to go much higher than a 5 unless you want more drape. Now, if you want more drape, you can go up to a 6, 7, somewhere in there. But for now, we're just going to use these 3. So, pardon the way I crochet. I know it's not 100% correct, but this is how I do it. It's just me. And I will try to keep it low enough so that you can see what I'm doing. If this doesn't work this way, then I will put it back upright. Hold on. All right, let's try it now. All right, so just going to cast on first. So I recently discovered that the reason that I cast on so odd, well, crochet period so odd, is because of the fact I was knitting much longer than I was crocheting, and that's how I learned to do it. So I hold it more like I would if I was knitting, and it actually works much better for my hands. So just remember when you're crocheting that even if you're not holding it 1000% perfect, you can still make something and still make it look beautiful. So it's not always how you get to the journey's end, it's how you use your tools and what you have in front of you. So I am going to do, I think we'll just stick with something simple. So why don't we stick with, oh, let's start with some half stitches. So again, I am using my 2 hook, 2mm, and like I said, Furls no longer makes these, which is a shame because they are absolutely fantastic, and I do mean fantastic. And I can tell you right now, so far, not had any trouble. I had one tiny little split, but I'm pretty sure that was my own fault. Like that. So I hooked it just slightly, if you can see there. It's just the absolute tiniest thing. Pretty sure it's again my fault. You know, sometimes when you're crocheting, we lose track of where our stitches are. But I can say right now, this is very nice to work with. Would I work with it all the time on metal? Not sure. It is sliding a little bit more on me than I normally would like, but we're going to finish this here. And see what we think. So right now, it's pretty. It's got fairly nice stitches. Oh, I got that too close, sorry. So fairly nice stitches here. It's, I only did a small little bit because I am going to change my hook. But you can see the tops perfectly. You can see where your bars are. This is just a half crochet, half double, excuse me. So sorry about that. And I'm using English terms too, although I probably should say I'm using US terms because we like to slur words, or at least I do. So I apologize in advance. Alright, so I am going to switch to the 4mm and I'm going to continue to do the halves over here. And oh yeah, that's much better. The metal, it was slipping a lot on. The resin though, it's not. It slides like it should. I'm not having to feel like my that I'm having to hold it in place to have it, not slip off, which is always nice. And it's giving me really gorgeous definition as well. So if you get this yarn, I definitely would say test it out on a couple of hooks first. If you really love your metal hooks, and you think you can work with it, absolutely go for it. This is just my opinion. It's like they say, everybody has one. And this is just my opinion on it. Okay, so let's go. Let's do another row. And this time we're going to switch to, if I turn my yarn, let's switch to doubles. Oh, that's very nice. And normally I have my yarn on the other side, but it was blocking the camera, so pardon the way I'm holding it. It's a little different crocheting on camera. I've never done this before. You guys are the first to ever see me crochet on camera. Woohoo! I really like it with the resin. That is nice. Just the right amount of movement with the yarn. As you see, I naturally put my finger up there as I'm moving. Little weird things that you find as you're crocheting that you do. I know you can't see my hands very well, so you probably aren't noticing, but it really is really beautiful stitches that I am getting here. Yeah, that's really beautiful. So this is the 4 and the resin. I'm trying to hold this correctly. Not sure if you can see it that well. But it's got beautiful stitch definition on that. I feel like you're not getting to see it. No, the closer I get it. That works right there. Very nice definition there. And just so you can see the other side. Oh, much better. You can see better. There we go. Very pretty. They're, nice. I didn't have any slipping of catching it with my hook as well. So that's also very important. All right, last test of hooks. We're going to go with the 5mm in the wood. And we're going to stick, I believe, with doubles. So let's see how it works. Okay. No. No. No, I definitely don't think I would use wood with this. I don't know if you can see. Let me try to get it closer so you can see better. When I'm going in, it is catching on there a lot with my wood. The resin, no problem whatsoever. But the wood it's causing a lot of snags. Yeah, I wouldn't use a wood at all. Let me try one of my plastics, just for giggles. Let's see what that's like. Okay, I'm back. So I grabbed my plastic 4mm, which is a size G, and this is just a Hobby Lobby one. Nothing wrong with it. I actually have found that I do like the plastic. I don't have any prim. Juan keeps using those prims, and I tell you, they look nice. I'm seriously considering it, but I have a purchase coming up in the end of the month of crochet hooks that Tony from TLC Crafts showed for Tunisian crochet. And I want to get those next. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do another row of doubles. And I can tell you right now that this is very nice on the plastic as well. It's sliding no problem. I'm not getting any grabbing from the wood that I was getting. I am getting a really nice crocheting with this. And let's try one more hook here. Let's get another metal hook and see what it looks like, shall we? Yeah, so that's it right now. If you can see it. Nice definition. I'm really sorry I can't do this better. I'm going to have to figure out a way to set up a camera so we can do this better. But I wanted to show you an idea of how this works. Let's go with, yeah, we'll go with a D. This is from Lever, 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 Lever Yarn Company. They do subscription boxes as well as other yarns, and they sell hooks separately. So, and this one is a D, and sorry, I cannot think what the D size is, but I want to say it's a 3, but I could be wrong there. All right, so here we go. The metal still seems like it's just a little bit too slidey. Now, if you're used to using your metal hooks and you're used to yarn sliding on you, obviously do what makes you comfortable. This is just, again, just my opinion. I just wanted to give you guys an honest review of this yarn, which I'm going to be really honest here. I'm in love with this yarn. It's beautiful. It's working up well. I can't get to show you really great stitch definitions at the moment, but it does really work up nice if you can see those stitch definitions. Goodness sakes. And you can also see the color changes. It's a nice soft kind of I don't want to really say variegated, but it's definitely giving you little pops of color here and there. I am definitely going to buy this again, the monthly, and then we will see where we go from there. So let me get out of this mode and I'll be right back. All right, friends, so that was just showing you a little bit of using this with crochet hooks. If you can see a little better, this is the stitch definition. Like I said, I really would not recommend wood with this. I think the biggest issue with using wood with this is it does, I don't know if you can see, but it just has a small amount of halo, which is obviously wonderful if you love halo. Um, I do. I think it makes everything just feel a little bit more snuggly. Um, this does seem to rip out just fine. No problem whatsoever with this. Yep, look at that. No problem. That's even down to that 2 millimeter. But as you stitch, you get more halo. So that is, let's see, what did I say this had in it? Merino, yak, and silk. So not having worked with yak before, I'm not going to 100% say that's because of the yak. It could be just from the merino. Since I did have some catches, it could be because of catches, but there's a lot of halo just from single stitches. So the recommendation, if you use this yarn, which I definitely suggest you do, you shouldn't have too much trouble ripping out, even if you have to rip out more than once, which, let's be honest, we sometimes have to rip out more than once because we make a mistake that we didn't see. I did that last night on this whole section I did, and I didn't realize that I had did the wrong stitch, and it showed up when I went to crossover. It's like, oh, seriously? So I had to rip it out. But that's how it is. So, in my very humble opinion, take it or leave it, I would definitely say try out the Color of My Fiber yarn. Try out their mystery one if you like a little bit of mystery, see what it is. This was the January 2024 yarn, just so that you are aware. And price wise, this is from Canada. I had to pay a little bit higher in shipping. Let me see if I can find that real quick for you. Okay, so I'm going to be looking off on my screen here. So it was $28 for the fingering weight. They do have other bases, which I will tell you about in just one moment. And I got a discount, just so you know. So I got a 5% discount. So when you add it in the shipping, now remember, this is coming from Canada. I live in Washington State in the USA, so I paid $11.67 for the shipping, which I know for some people they're like, "Oh my god, that's so much money." But for hand-dyed yarn coming into the US right now, our shipping's a little bit outrageous. I don't know what's going on with our shipping here in the US, but we're like really high. But I total paid just over $37 for a hand dyed merino yak silk yarn. Hand dyed. Yes, I'm going to keep saying that because it's very important to know, because some people will be like, well, yeah, but it's hand dyed. Why would you want to buy that? Because I do love hand dyed, and I love getting to know new companies. So to me, perfect. Now, they do have other bases that you can choose from, which are cheaper. You have your merino nylon in a bulky. You have your worsted tweed, which is a black speckled on it. You have your merino nylon sock. You have your BFL sock. You have your tweed with the black nubs, so instead of just being little bits of black, you actually have the nubs on it. You have your MCS single. You have your merino nylon, merino cashmere, BFL nylon, 100% merino superfine, and then mine, which is merino yak silk. Now, if I'm looking at this, it is the third highest. But again, I really wanted the yak because I haven't used it before. I wanted to test it out. To me, this was well worth it. I suggest checking them out because they have so much more. Even if you don't want to do the mystery, check out her store. She's in Canada. She has all sorts of yarns that you can look at. I actually have, to be honest, I've been shopping her shop, getting ready to to order some more along with my monthly skein. That's how much I really liked it. So check her out. I will have the link to her Etsy shop in the description, as well as the link to the monthly yarn in the description. So thank you for stopping by. I hope this was an informative and useful and very tempting yarn unboxing video of color my fiber yarn. All right, thanks so much. Hope to see you again. Bye, friends.